Oh, there it goes. Hey, hello, good evening. It's Kathy Beatty with Divorce Support Anonymous. It is Christmas Eve, and I find myself alone. And I just bet there are a few of you out there who find yourselves alone. Maybe it's not your time to have the kids, and they are with your former spouse, and that's always a challenge. I remember those first times. I remember how difficult it was. And so I just wanted to come on here. I don't have anything scripted. It's just me in my comfortable sweatshirt, sitting in my home, in my office. And I was just thinking about you. I was thinking about those of you who, for the first time, maybe find yourself alone. Maybe you have the kids tomorrow or during the weekend or whatever, but you find yourself on Christmas Eve alone. And it just seems like, oh my word, no one should be alone on Christmas Eve. Most of all me, because I have family, I have friends, I have children, but you're finding yourself alone. So I just wanted to pop in for just a few minutes and just to say that I see you. I see you. I see what you're going through. I remember, I can relate so well. The first time, my first Christmas, I should probably point out my little Christmas tree over my shoulder with little lights on, and my crying angel, which I always have up there. But I remember the first few Christmases alone, and it just seems so wrong and ironic. And you're more than welcome to comment. StreamYard does it kind of strange. So if you want to comment, we could have a conversation. I would love that. Should have made myself a cup of decaf coffee before I jumped on here. I'll do that later. But yeah, just to know that I see you and I see what you're going through, and curious what you're doing with this time alone on Christmas Eve. Maybe you're enjoying the peace and quiet, or maybe you're in anticipation of Christmas on another day. That was always an adjustment for me, and probably for you too, is coming to the conclusion it doesn't matter what the date on the calendar is. What matters is that I get to be with my children or my family. Or maybe you're someone whose grown kids are gone and they have families of their own, and so you find yourself alone, and there really is no anticipation of things coming up. And you are haunted by the fact that you're alone on Christmas Eve. So what do you do with that? Well, there are several things that we can do with our time. For one, we can get out a calendar and start planning what our new year is going to look like. And maybe we print off the calendar pages from our computer, or if you're old-fashioned, you have a calendar where you can sit down with and jot some ideas. Or you can simply think, this year is ending. And maybe for some of you, you're really glad of that point, that this year is over. It's been a rough year and you're ready to start anew. But maybe if you have a calendar and you're just kind of thinking, what do I want to plan for this year? And being able to look into the future is one of the things that I do in my course, my session. Oh, where's my book? Thought I had it right. Oh, here it is. One of the things we do in this workbook, Building Your Life After Divorce, is we start looking forward and we start planning. So now that it is quiet, and I know it can be very intimidating, but there is the possibility of us just switching it around and saying, you know what? I want to use this time productively. I want to empower myself and use this time to plan and prepare for the new year coming. I know it's not New Year's Eve, but that doesn't matter. I have some time now. I'm off of work. And I have some time to really sit down and to think about what I really want. That's important timing. That is an important time to sit down and decide, okay, I can really plan anything that I want. Yeah, I know there's restrictions such as when you have parenting time or what the finances are, but there are so many things that you can do that you don't need a lot of finances for. You can travel to a lake and sit on the sea on the shore and do some planning, some thinking, some relaxing. Or you can find a fireplace somewhere where you can just sit by and relax, make a hot cup of tea or cocoa or decaf coffee and just say, let me think about it. Let me think about what I really want in my life. And for some of you, this is a really new thinking. This is something you haven't done for a very long time because you've been a reflex to the stimuli coming at you, taking care of the kids, dealing with work, serving in the community, whatever, wherever you find yourself. Maybe you do need to sit down and be proactive and say, what is it that I really want out of the year of 2026? What are my goals? What are my dreams? And for some of you, the heaviness of the loss that you've experienced this year or the depression, this is a huge challenge for you. But it's time well spent to even begin the thought process of, what do I want? What does God have for me in my future? What do I want? What are my dreams? What are my goals? What are those things that if I wasn't afraid or if I didn't have to look at my bank account, what are those things that I would want to do or accomplish? And so that can start really help things churning in our mind and heart about, what do I want? What are those things that I want to plan? And then rediscovering what are those things that are important to me. I love to travel, you may say. I don't. I'm getting more and more homebody and writing and doing projects. But for you, maybe you want to expand. You want to travel. Maybe you want to take some risk this year that you haven't before. I know one of the chapters that when we talk about risk in this book and in my session, my 8-week session, we have there's a graph in there, or I don't know what you call it, a bar chart. I'll get the word out. There's a chart, and you put in, this is what I want, and this is the risk that I have to take to get it. And that can be really helpful for you. And you could do that with just on a sheet of paper. This is what I want. This is the risk that I'm going to have to take. Because without risk, nothing changes. You continue to be a reflex to your own life. And you're not going to make changes in your life. So that's something you can do with your time. And maybe it's organizing, maybe it's purging, maybe it's letting go of some things. I don't know what your thoughts are, what you need to do, but I do know that this empty time, this time that can be filled with the feelings of loneliness, can be shifted to be turned around and say, I'm going to make good use of this time. I'm going to be empowered by what I do during this time. I'm going to organize. I'm going to take control. I'm going to chart some things out. I'm going to make a plan. I'm going to look at a calendar. Maybe I'm going to make a list of the things that I don't want in 2026 instead of what I do want. Maybe it's also a time to evaluate. Another thing that we do in the course of building your life after divorce is, who are those people that I need to love from a distance? I have to love them. God tells me I have to love them. Doesn't mean that I have to enmesh them in my life or have them give access to them in my life, but I do have to love them. So maybe your list and your planning for 2026 is, these are the people that I want to limit access in my life to. That's so healthy. It's so healthy to do that. And you can do that with love and kindness. If they are in your life, you can limit that time. You can maybe say, okay, I'll spend an hour with this person, but I'm not going to spend the whole afternoon with this person or a length of time. I'm going to limit that to guard my own heart against the toxicity that comes from that individual or the negativity that comes from that individual. That's very empowering to do that. Very empowering. Or is it time to look at, okay, this is how I'm really a people pleaser? Or these are the boundaries that I don't have that I need to work on. Oh, there are so many things. I think of myself, 28 years single, of the list that I could make and be more proactive and focused in the new year. And that's what we try to do in New Year's resolutions, right? We say, okay, this is what I want and this is what I don't want. And sometimes we can make it so unrealistic that, it lasts a few weeks and it just doesn't happen because we're not able, it wasn't realistic for us to do. Sorry, itchy nose tonight. So just some thoughts of just changing this time and saying, I'm not going to sit here and be lonely or down. I am going to empower myself to do something proactive. I'm going to be intentional on what I do. And maybe it's writing Christmas cards, even though Christmas is tomorrow. Maybe it's a Happy New Year card to those people that I really want to express my appreciation for what they've done for me in 2025. Maybe it's those people who have supported you through your divorce or 2025. Maybe it's a gratitude letter that you write to them. I can't think of a better use of your time, actually, or of my time for that matter. There have been people that have been instrumental to me over the past year. This is a great time to sit down and write them. And maybe you have some really nice stationery. People don't write letters like they used to. So maybe you have that old stationery somewhere in your office or in your desk drawer that you haven't used in a long time. Pull it out, or just paper. Just type it, or even handwritten is really much better, more sincere, more warm than typewritten. But wow, what a good use of time of writing those letters of gratitude to the people that have blessed you or contributed into your life in 2025. Those are just some ideas. Maybe it's taking care of yourself. Maybe it's probably dark where you are. It's dark where I am, so I don't know that I would go out and take a walk. Oh, excuse me. I guess I needed that coffee, not a decaf. I needed the real stuff. So I'd love to hear from you. I know I'm not on Zoom. It'd be much easier to have a Zoom out and have people respond to it. But love to hear your ideas of what you're planning with your alone time. And I know this year is different for you, especially if it's your first holiday after the divorce. It's different for you, but different can be good. Different can be good. How do we make this different good? What do we do? What do we plan? Just some thoughts that I've been thinking, and I just want you to know you're on my mind and heart. I know you say she doesn't know me. She's never met me. That's true. For a lot of you, a lot of people that listen to me, I've never met. But I know what it's like to be where you are. And it can be very, very painful. And so I want someone today during this time to say, I see you. I feel for you because I know what you're going through. But the good news is you're never going to have to go through the first Christmas after divorce again. If this is your first year, you can say, okay, did that, never have to do it again. Next year, it'll be the second year after divorce, or the third or the fourth. It'll be a longer distance and it will be easier because I can create my own traditions. I can do more with that which is aligned with my core values. So, just some thoughts. It's been a little over 15 minutes, and I wish we could chat. I wish there was a way in which you could send me a comment or tell me what's on your mind and heart. I can only imagine having worked with people over the past 20 years, going through the trauma of divorce and mediating and divorce coaching. I've seen a lot working with hundreds and hundreds of men and women going through divorce. So I can only imagine where you are. Chances are very good I've encountered it. Let me just say to those of you who may be really overwhelmed right now with depression, let me speak directly to you. I know how overwhelming depression can be, especially this time of year, because all we can see is the loss. I just want you to know it's not always going to be this way. It feels so dark and so deep and so desperate right now, but it's not always going to be this way. Time will pass. You will be able to lift your head and be able to look around you and see how big the world is and how much opportunity there is and how much potential you still have and so many places that really need you to contribute into. I just want you to know to hold on. Wrap your arms around your own soul. Ask God to hold you, to give you light in this darkness, because He is the light and He is the one to ask to hold you, to comfort you, to show you that there's hope tomorrow. I remember second time my husband left, and I was doubly devastated. And I remember just saying, God, just hold me. That's all I could say. God, just hold me. And I honestly feel and know that He did. And I honestly feel and know that He will for you too. If you have no words to pray or nothing you can say other than sobs, just mutter and state, God, would you simply hold me? Would you let me know that you're near? And then feel the softness of the blanket that's around you, the coolness of the air, the breath that you take, and know that He is the great comforter and the one who longs to hold you, to let you know that there is hope for tomorrow. You're not alone. You're seen. You're loved. You're heard. There's a beautiful, beautiful Bible verse that says that He holds our tears in a bottle. He is that intimate with us. He does care that deeply. So for those of you who are finding yourself ultimately depressed right now, overwhelmed with sadness, simply reach out to God where you are and say, God, I'm here and I'm afraid and I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. And I need you, God. I need you to hold me, to let me know that I'm going to be okay and I'm going to make it. And tomorrow, there is a tomorrow for me. There is a beautiful life after divorce. I am just hurting from this trauma and I need healing. And I honestly believe that God will meet you there. Be still and know that I am God, he says. And he sees you. And he longs to draw you near to him, to hold you, to comfort you, to touch you with his spirit. Don't you dare give up. Don't you dare give up on life. You hold on because another day is coming. Tomorrow's coming. And maybe, just maybe, you're going to find one little thing to smile about. And when you do, I hope you hold that smile and give yourself recognition because you smiled once today. Just once. And that's progress. If you need to reach out to me, I'll be here. You can contact me through Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, although it's challenging for me to get the YouTube's one. So Facebook is probably better, or you can shoot me a text. Let me see how I can put up a banner here. Let me put a banner up with my phone number on it. How about we do that? 810-730-6679 is my phone number. Let me get rid of this other stuff that was here. Save. And just show you. There it is. It's my phone number. If you're finding yourself incredibly in pain or desperate to reach out to someone, you can text me at this number, and I would be more than happy to chat with you. Sorry about the little rustling of little feet. It's my dogs running back and forth. So I'm going to sign off. I don't see any comments, even though I know comments are challenging with StreamYard, but I guess I've said all that I need to say, and take care of you. Okay? Just take care of you right now. Remember, you only have the energy for yourself and your kids if you have kids. You don't have energy for anything else. That's the main important thing right now. Okay? Take care of you. And somehow, even now, I hope the meaning of Christmas comes to you. Jesus came because of a broken world. That's the only reason he came into the world, was born into the world. Because the world's broken, we need hope. We need a Savior. And that's why we rejoice. That's why we celebrate on Christmas. The Messiah, the Savior has come. And he has a beautiful life for you. And he longs to give it to you. So celebrate Christmas as primitively as you must right now. But remember the real purpose of it. That God sent his only Son. And we celebrate this fact because in him is all that we need and all that we search for. Keep the main thing, as we used to say many years ago. Take care of you. And I sincerely wish you, in the deepest sense of the word, a very Merry Christmas. Good evening.